Hi guys, right, let's get into this build. This is simple, brilliant for beginners, any sort of skill level woodworkers really, but it's a nice little sellable project, so watch to the end. You could easily batch these out, customize them, paint them, stain them, do whatever you want to do to them, and I'm sure wherever you sell them, they sell really quick. So I'm just getting the idea down. I've seen stuff like this sort of on various sites like Pinterest and on Etsy, but I just want to make it mine a little bit different, a little bit. Um, should I say easier to make? I don't know. I would say easier to make, and I'm just doing like a little secondary project here. This is for me for something. I just need a little sort of stand. What I'm drawing out there, you'll see that on the video, but that's not the main context of the video. I just thought I'd make that while I'm making this. Now, this project is for my youngest brother, who's asked me to make him something. He's been wanting something this for a while, and he's currently living with my dad. He helps me dad with sort of day-to-day stuff, and he's remodeling, redecorating his bedroom, and he wants this for his bedroom. Now, as you can see here, I'm using this 8x1, and the board is super cut and twisted, and that's my own fault. It's the way I had it stored in the back of my van. The weather's been sort of like really hot here in the UK over the last couple of weeks, and it's just messed me wood up. So there's some basic sort of dimensions there. So I'm just measuring out, and I'll deliver this to him. So if you watch to the end of the video, I do take it to him. He doesn't appear on video, but I do take it to him. So around the table saw and miter saw, anything with a spinning blade, please be super cautious, super careful, and just have your wits about you. Keep your hands away from them blades and take your time, don't rush. Now, one concern of mine here was these cut boards. As I'm running them through the saws, I was just worried about kickback and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's good practice to stand one side of the table saw anyway, so if that does kick back, it's going to miss me, but so again, I'm just taking my time. Just run that through, ripping it down to the size that I want. And guys, if you're watching and you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. 70% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So please, please, please support the channel by subscribing, commenting, all that kind of stuff. And I will put a link down to my Patreon now, which should be up and live. I'll put it in the description. And if you want to further support the channel, you can join the memberships and the YouTube memberships, sorry, or hit the super thanks, where everything that's sort of raised goes back into the channel. I'm going to be starting doing some hardwood projects. I've just got some hardwood on order. Simple sort of projects to start with. Easy, sort of beginner-friendly projects. But using hardwood, I think it's time I up the game a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to stop using pine. I've got a van full of the stuff. But the sort of hardwood projects I've done in the past, you will have seen, I really enjoyed using. Like there's a Brano and the Sapele and that kind of stuff. And I found it really easy to work with. So maybe that's just a me thing, I don't know. We'll just keep tuned for them videos, because I've got some really good projects in mind. So I'm just setting me blade here to the right height I want. And I'm just running that through. So I'm just using a Forstner bit here. I'm just working it out. I don't know what sizes is right, what sizes is wrong with these. I'm just doing it to my spec, and if it's not right, it's not right. But, you know, in the end, it is right. Well, I think it's right anyway. So once again, I ask you where you're all from and what projects you're working on. I've had viewers this week from Italy, Finland, you know, all over the world that have commented. So if you're for wherever you're from, please feel free to comment. And if you're a lady that's into woodworking, don't be sort of scared to comment and voice your opinion. You're more than welcome. This channel is for everybody, and I'd like to see more ladies taking part in the sort of debate in the comments section, that kind of thing. So I'm just marking out here. Can you guess yet what I'm making? And then I'm just off-centering that. Yeah, normally when it's hot, my boards are like, they do go a bit cooked and twisted, but this year it's been really bad. I mean, when they come from the supplier, they were perfect. There was nothing wrong that way. It's the way I have them stored, and it's a lesson learned, really. But with limited space, you've got to do sometimes what you've got to do, what you've got to do. So I'm just going in with a jigsaw here, more practice with a jigsaw. You could use a saw here if you wanted. Handsaw, should I say. And then I'm just going over just with a chamfer bit just to soften those edges. These little sort of added extra bits of time spent on your projects will help sell your projects. I hope to be doing a video soon about where we can all sell our stuff. Like I said in the previous video, I am going to make a few projects so I can start selling them, batching them out, that kind of thing. I might as well, as I'm doing the YouTube videos, the projects don't take long to do. The more it takes the time with these projects is the actual making of the video. So like this could be basically done, what you could knock these out if it was just a single one, you could do in an hour. But if you were batching them out, you know, there's where the money's made. It's in batching them out, isn't it? But you could, the good thing about this is you could customize it to the customer specification, so that's an added selling point. Now, if you guys know any good selling platforms apart from Etsy, please let me know. I don't really like using Etsy. I think they're a bit of a scam, really. They take like too much fees and then hidden fees, and you don't know where you're coming or going with them. And I had sort of, with me antiques business, I've had a few instances because I used to sell antiques via Etsy as well. And the fees, in my opinion anyway, were extortionate. Nothing sort of like really, nothing sort of transparent, should I say. I know you've got like the likes of Facebook Marketplace, but that can be very challenging, should I say, depending on what part of the world you're in. Here in the UK, you do get a lot of people who mess you about on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know where you are, if that's the same sort of thing. Maybe. If my speech on this video this morning seems a bit slurry, don't worry. It's just because I'm doing this voiceover in the morning. I'm not a morning person. And, you know, it takes me like, I don't know if it's an age thing or not, but it takes me like 2 hours to wake up properly and probably a couple of gallons of coffee. But there I was just countersinking, pre-drilling the holes, countersinking for the screws. And these are the screws I'm using. Absolutely fantastic. There's this brand, this one, and a Rhino brand, and they're from the screwshop.co.uk. I'll put a link below. Please give them a check out. The screws are amazing, and I did say again in a previous video, I didn't know there was a difference in screws. Like me being naive, just thought wood screws were just wood screws, but there is a big difference in the type of screws you use, and these screws are absolutely fantastic. So I'm just gluing things now together. I think you're guessing what I'm making now. So just line everything up, take your time. Just go in with a pilot. That's just to stop the splitting underneath, and it's a lesson I've learned the hard way. So more glue here to the middle section, and this is just for another little feature I want to add to this. He's been absolutely mithering me for weeks and weeks and weeks to making this. And, you know, it's one of them things, you know, sometimes you just don't get round to doing. And, you know, being your brother sometimes, you just put it on a back burner and that kind of stuff. But, you know, I'm going to get it done for him. He's a good lad. So what he did is he just gave me the size of the space he wanted this in. So I've made it to that size. You could put people's names on this, customise it. Like I said, you could paint it, stain it. And I'm just going over it now with an hand sand just to break the corners a little bit. I want that sharp look, but I don't want it sort of sharp to the touch. Just spend a good 5-10 minutes doing this. Now I'm just going to lacquer it. Make sure you wear the appropriate mask. And it gets a couple of coats. Nothing special on this. Don't need it. Just make sure you've got that mask on, like I say, and in a well-ventilated area. And that's it's finished. It's an hat rack, and that's a little stand I made for my iPhone for when I'm filming. I can use that just for close-up shots and stuff. But as you'll see in a minute, I'll deliver it to him. So I'm just taking my travels down to Manchester from where I am, and it's an interesting story about this house in the middle of the M62. A lot of you will know. The guy apparently wouldn't sell years ago, so they built the motorway round him. Whether that's true or not, I do not know. So here it's finished. It's an hat rack, obviously. He's not put it up on the wall yet. He's got to redo his bedroom, but with the added, you know, where he can put his sunglasses and stuff. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of it. It's nice, small, compact, and different to the others I've seen. Thanks for watching, and on to the next one.